I quit my day job as a software engineer to do music full time, and then I made an entire EP about it called I Quit My Day Job. So in this video, I want to break down the entire story of this EP because it does tell a story from start to finish. And then next time you listen to the EP, hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it a little bit more. Special shout out to my friends Risk and The Vibe for the extra decor we have in the background of this video. They made this giant card for me for my EP release party, and they got a bunch of people to sign it too. So thank you so much to them and to everybody who signed it. It means a lot. The first song on the EP and the sticker on my microphone right now is called I Don't Want Potential. I wrote most of the last verse in that song in April 2025, like before I had even decided that I was going to quit my day job. And then I wrote the rest of that song in November 2025 once I knew I was on my way out, but I hadn't done it yet. And really the whole idea behind that song is that I felt like working that job was really restricting me and preventing me from being the creative person that I knew I was on the inside. And I was tired of feeling like I had potential. You know, for years I had been doing music as a side thing, and a lot of people were telling me, you know, this thing has a lot of potential. You could really go somewhere with this. And I was telling myself that too. You know, every time I would release a song, I'd be like, this song has so much potential to take me to the next level. I don't want potential anymore. I want all that potential to be realized. I don't want to live in a world where I'm constantly thinking, you know, there's so much I could be doing. I want to be doing all that right now. So I released that song as a single back in January. I actually released it right after telling my boss that I was going to quit my job. But in between writing it and releasing it, I wrote another song called I Quit, and that is track 2 on the EP. I wrote I Quit in December 2025, about a month before actually telling my boss that I was going to quit. And so it was really just me fantasizing about that moment, you know, when I'm going to tell him like, I'm done. It's over. I'm out of here. And so the song is purposefully very like braggadocious, over the top, intense, aggressive delivery, sort of just like F you to everybody. And the feature on the song is an incredible rapper named Antoine, who I've known for quite a while. And the reason I specifically wanted to get him on this song is because he also quit his day job to be a full-time rapper, and he's been doing that for like about a decade now. And so it just felt right to get another person who took that leap of faith and somebody who's actually succeeding with it on that song to, you know, just like prove to everybody, you know, you can do this. This is something that's possible. Now, the next song on the project is where everything sort of crashes and burns, and this one's called Had to Leave. You know, I wrote I Quit when like the quitting was still reasonably far enough in the future that it just felt like a fantasy, you know, like it felt purely good, like there was nothing bad about this decision. But I wrote Had to Leave as that date was getting closer, and I was starting to realize like, what am I doing? You know, I was working as a software developer at Twitch. That pays really well. That's a job that a lot of people dream of. And the job market in tech is really bad right now. And a lot of people are trying super hard to get that kind of job and they can't. And so who am I? Who do I think I am to say I'm going to give all that up and just like do music? Music? Really? That everybody wants to do that. Nobody makes it in this business. Why would I do that? Really, the thesis statement of this song that I repeat a good amount of times throughout it is, I knew I had to leave, but where'd I have to go? You know, I knew I was not happy at my job. It wasn't the job for me. You know, I know a lot of people might dream of this job, but for whatever reason for me, it just didn't click. Like me and that specific job, it didn't make sense anymore. So I knew I had to get out of there. But, you know, a lot of people leave one job and go to another job in the same field. You know, like I could maybe search for a different tech job. Maybe there's another big tech company that would like me. Maybe I become a freelance programmer. Maybe I'm an SAT tutor. You know, there are so many things that I could do that would be more stable and like seen as real jobs than just going out here and doing music. And so this entire song is just all those doubts. It's like, yeah, I am insane for doing this. Like, this is a ridiculous thing to want to do. And the feature on this song is what really ties it all together. And I just want to rant about this for a little bit. So my homie Risk, she is such a talented singer. Every sound that comes out of her mouth sounds like a studio recording of the best song you've ever heard. And it made so much sense for like such an introspective, somber song to just get some incredible vocalization on it at the end from Risk. She came over to my studio and gave me about 7 layers of harmonies, and then on top of that I added some synths. I don't know if y'all have noticed, I'm not a producer, you know, I don't make beats. I'm a rapper, I'm a writer, I'm a vocal mixer, but I'm not a producer. But the more music I've made, the more I've started to pay attention to the beats I'm using and sort of modify them a little bit to fit what I'm doing. And man, first off, the beat cut when Risk first comes in to like just isolate her vocals, it like really gets you in the zone. And then when the beat comes crashing back in, I threw a layer of synths on there to just like to just really make you feel it. I don't know, man. I'm hyping up my like very basic level of production skills way too much, but I just feel like those synths really add something to it. Every time I listen to the song, I'm like, bring in the synths. Like, it just sounds so good. Anyway, Had to Leave ends a little bit differently than the rest of the song. You know, for most of the song, I'm saying, I knew I had to leave, but where'd I have to go? But it ends with me and Risk both just saying, I knew I had to leave. And whatever the people around me say, or whatever the people in the comments say, I knew that in my life, for my specific situation, I had to give this music thing a chance. You know, I felt like I had a lot of momentum here in the DC area, you know, doing a lot more local shows, getting more local fans, and like my songs are getting more views on YouTube and Spotify and things like that. So it just really felt like the momentum was in the right direction for me to really go all in and see what I can do. Which leads us perfectly into track 4. Some of y'all saw it coming already, Momentum. I wrote this song near the end of my time at Twitch, and this one was really just me reminding myself like, hey, this is what you wanted to do. You know, like, you're leaving because of this. It's not that you're just leaving your job because you hate your job. You're leaving this job because you don't have enough time in the day to take advantage of all this momentum you've got right now. And so momentum kind of goes back to that braggadocious energy of I quit, but in I quit, it was kind of more like an F you kind of braggadocious, but momentum is more just like I'm feeling myself. And let me tell y'all, Momentum live is one of the craziest experiences I've ever had, because it's got a hook that you can catch onto after the very first time you hear it, and it just repeats, and the crowd just goes insane. Next time I'm in your city, pull up to the show and just wait for Momentum. Like, I think I'm gonna have to do Momentum at like almost every concert I ever do from here on out, because the crowd response is just so special for that song. I love it. Now, finally, we're moving on to the last song of the project, Make It Make Sense, featuring my friend The Vibe. And Make It Make Sense, the only way I can describe this song is a victory lap. This was the first song I made for the EP after officially quitting. You know, I was a full-time rapper, and I wrote and recorded this song as a full-time rapper. And that just felt so good. And again, huge shout out to the feature on this song, The Vibe. He absolutely made this song what it is. You know, I remember we were sitting together trying to figure out the hook, and in my head, all I had was make it make sense. I knew I wanted to repeat that over and over, but I didn't know what the things in between it would be. And we were just having the time of our lives coming up with everything. And when we came up with You're a Bitch at the Zoo, which I think is like the most memorable line on the entire EP, at least for me, we were just in hysterics for the rest of the day. We thought that was like the funniest thing ever, and we had to put it on the song. The Vibe is one of the most charismatic people I've ever met, and so it only made sense to put him on the victory lap song. Like, he can brag like nobody else. He can just make you root for him like nobody else, and it just made sense. Make it make sense. One thing I really like about this EP that's different from every other project I've put out is that every song on the EP is in the order that it was made in. And I love that because it feels like none of the story of the EP is like manufactured in post. You know, it's like these are the songs I made as I was going through the feelings I was having, and they just happen to tell a really nice cohesive story from start to finish. You can support this EP by streaming it on all streaming services, link in the description. That actually helps a ton. You can also buy the CDs for just $7 plus shipping, link to that in the description. And fun fact, we actually just got our first channel member. Thank you so much for joining the channel. I hope you're enjoying all the exclusive perks. If you join right now, you'll actually get to see the Had to Leave music video before anyone else. It's dropping on July 3rd, but it's available for members right now. And the last thing you can do to support if you're watching this video soon after it comes out is go hype the Make It Make Sense music video. You can only hype videos for the first 7 days after they release, but we've gotten a lot of hype points on that one, and I really want to hit the leaderboard. So if you're feeling so inclined, please go do it. It helps a lot. I hope this video inspires you to take some time today to pursue a passion. You don't need to quit your job to do it, but you do need to pursue your passions. You know, that's like the best part of living. So I hope you're inspired to do that. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you've been enjoying the EP, and I hope you continue to enjoy the EP. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.